A year ago, I made the decision that completely transformed my wardrobe, my budget, and honestly, my entire relationship with the wardrobe. I stopped buying new clothes, not a single item for 365 days. And instead of shopping, I did something else. I'm gonna show you what I did, how much money I saved, what I learned, and why this might be the most sustainable and satisfying year in my life. Hi, I'm Nina from Ninel Design. Hi! I've been knitting and crocheting for about 30 years. It's been part of my life since I was young. But last year I decided to add something new to my skills, sewing. I went from complete beginner to making my own clothes, and I'm going to share that entire journey with you today. But first, let me tell you why I did this. It wasn't just about saving money, though that was definitely a bonus. It was about three main things. First is environmental impact. Fast fashion is one of the biggest polluters of the planet. I wanted to start contributing to this cycle. Second is a quality crisis. Clothes would fall apart after few washes, fading, peeling, seams coming undone. It felt like a disposable clothing. Third is ethical dilemma. The unfair wages, unsafe conditions for garment workers. I couldn't ignore it anymore. Fourth, it's personal style. Most importantly for me, I felt like I was losing my own unique style, constantly trying to keep up rather than creating a wardrobe that truly represents me. And the fifth and final is the waste reduction. I had a closet full of clothes I didn't wear anymore. Instead of throwing them away, I wanted to transform it into something I'd actually love and wear. So on October 1st last year, I committed no new clothes for 1 year. Everything I needed, I would make myself. Now, I will be honest, starting this challenge, I was nervous. Even with 30 years of knitting and crochet experience, I'd never sewn a garment before. I didn't know if I could actually pull this through. I started by taking inventory of what I already had. And you know what I discovered? I had lots. I had plenty of fabric. I had old clothes I could recycle and redo. And so I wasn't starting from the zero. I just needed to reimagine what I already owned. The rule I set, first making new clothes from scratch, allowed. Upcycling, transforming old clothes, allowed. Buying fabrics, yarn and supplies, allowed, but limited. Receiving gifts, allowed. Buying ready-made clothes, not allowed. Shopping for second-hand clothes, not allowed as well. These rules gave me structure but also flexibility. I could invest in quality materials but had to actually create something with them instead of hoarding them. Let me show you what I actually created over the year. We will start with what I know best, knitting and crochet. The first piece is a classic knitted cardigan. This was one of my first make of the year. A classic knitted cardigan made of pure Shetland wool. What I love about this piece is its simplicity. It took me about a month to complete. As you can see, I used the beginner-friendly pattern to create it, and honestly, this reminded me why I fell in love with knitting in the first place. There is something meditative about creating fabric from a single strand of yarn. Piece number 2 is a classic pullover in sand color. Another classic I knitted last year is this pullover in sand color, made of Geelong wool. I love it for its softness and again simplicity. I would call this garment an evergreen sweater. I made it using knitted machine, therefore production time was much shorter. About a week of knitting on the weekends and sometimes on evenings after work. but nevertheless, it is one of my favorite pieces. I love to wear it. I love to wear it with my new skirt or with jeans, and ideally, I like to knit a skirt from the same yarn to wear it together as a set. I think it will look like a dress if worn together. I don't need to buy any more yarns for it because I bought the 500 grams of this Gilangora wool, and I only used 180 grams to knit this pullover. Piece number 3 is this blue wrap cardigan. This is my pride cardi, made without pattern, but came out like a real beauty, and it's comfortable and warm at the same time. I made it using the pure lamb's wool in this bright color. I think the color called Speedwell. It was a complicated project, but I enjoyed working on it. I cannot recall how long it took me because I've been in and out of this project, maybe approximately 2 months in total. And piece number 4 is very, very knitted blouse. This is an interesting example of my DIY wardrobe pieces. And it's one of my knit designer attempts, made without any patterns whatsoever, or even clear idea on how it is gonna look. In the end, this is also a Gilangora yarn, but knitted in 4 strands, so it wouldn't take as long to complete. Now I have a plan for this piece, but I will tell you about this in my next video, so don't miss it out. One of my favorite things about knitting my wardrobe is that I can customize everything. The length, the feet, through the shoulders, the exact shade of green that makes me happy, it's all in my control. And after 30 years of knitting, I've learned that handmade doesn't mean handmade looking. These pieces are just as polished as anything I'd buy in a store. And here's something I didn't expect. Wearing something you made yourself, especially something that took hours of work, changes how you care for it. I'm more intentional about washing, storing, and maintaining these pieces because they represent my time and creativity. Now let's talk about the real challenge of this year. Learning to sew garments from scratch. Remember, I never done this before. My first few attempts were, well, let's just say they're staying in the back of my closet as a learning experience. But nevertheless, I still wear them sometime. And this fabric not gonna be wasted because I always can turn it into something new. But look at this progression. This is what consistent practice look like. I went from not knowing how to read a sewing pattern to actually constructing fitted garments that I wear regularly. This was my first successful sewing project, as I would call it. I cannot tell you how proud I was when I finished this. It's not perfect. You can see here where my top stitching got a little wonky, but a fit, and I made it with my own hands. Now this one almost defeated me. I actually had to unpick and redo a specific part of this garment 3 times, but when I finally got it right and tried it on, that feeling of accomplishment was better than any shopping high I have ever experienced. Okay, let's be real for a minute. This year wasn't all Instagram perfect makes and sustainable living bliss. There were challenges. And challenge number 1 is time. Making your own clothes takes time. A sweater might take 40, 60, 100 hours of knitting. The same with the crocheting. A dress might take a full weekend of sewing. When I needed something quickly, like for an event coming up, I had to plan weeks in advance. Well, shopping convenience, gone. And honestly, that was both frustrating and kind of liberating. Learning to sew while trying to maintain a functional wardrobe meant I had some faults. Some pieces just didn't work. That's fabric and time I couldn't get back. I was humbling, especially after 30 years of being confident in knitting and crocheting. Learning to third challenge is a social pressure. There were moments when friends would go shopping and I couldn't go join the same way, or someone would compliment an outfit and I'd start explaining myself that I made it, and you could see in their eyes that they would thought I was a bit intense. There's still this cultural expectation that you should just buy clothes like everyone else does. But here's what I learned. Every single challenge taught me something valuable. The time investment made me more intentional. The learning curve made me more resilient, and the social pressure, it helped me clarify my values and find my communities of people who actually get this lifestyle. Plus, there is something deeply satisfying about being able to say, I made this, not in a braggy way, but in an empowered way. I'm not dependent on store or trends or what someone else decided I should wear this season. I wear what is really suit me, what make me happy. The unexpected benefits. Beyond what I expected, saving money, reducing waste, building my skills, this challenge gave me so much more. And first benefit is a body confidence. When you make clothes for your body, not a standardized size that may or may not fit, changing everything. My body has changed with time, and it's not that thin and lean as it used to be, and store-bought clothes are now rarely fit perfectly. But every single thing I made this year, customized to fit me, this has genuinely improved how I feel in my clothes. Another benefit is style clarity. I discovered my actual style, not what stores were telling me to wear. Turns out I love simple silhouettes in rich earthy colors. I love natural fibers. I love pieces that layer well. I wouldn't have figured this out browsing fast fashion websites. I figured it out by making thoughtful choices about every single piece I created. Another benefit is environmental pride. I kept every scrap of fabric and every leftover ball of yarn. I've cycled clothes that would have been thrown away. I choose natural, sustainable fibers. I've cycled clothes when I bought the new materials. And knowing that I personally took responsibility for my clothing choices, that feel really good. When I bought it. Another benefit is, unexpected benefit, is creative fulfillment. This rekindle my creative spark in a way I didn't expect. Every project was a puzzle to solve, a skill to learn, a vision to bring to life. I wasn't just consuming, I was creating. And that shift changed how I spend my time, how I think about my possessions, and honestly, how I see myself. Now let's talk money, because I know you're wondering, did this actually save me money? So what I spent so far, it's fabrics and materials. It's £141.37 or $190.45. Yarn is $88.20 in pounds or $118.82 in dollars. Now, sewing machine maintenance and tools. It's just allocation of the potential cost I could spend on machine. It's not necessary I spend it, it's just an allocation of the depreciation, let's say. It's £50 or $67.36. Patterns, I only used one pattern to create it. I didn't buy any more, and it cost me $17.80 in pounds or $23.98 in dollars. So total is £297.37 or $400.61. So let's compare it to what I would spend shopping and buying the same items of clothes. Estimated retail value of items I made is £791 or $1,065.62. So yes, I saved approximately £493.63 or $665.01. But here's what's not captured in this number. The quality of what I made is significantly higher than what I would have bought. These pieces will last for years. That sweater, I could wear it for a decade if I care for it properly. The dress, made to fit my body exactly, so I would actually wear it instead of letting it sit in my closet. So real saving isn't just money. It's a waste. It's fast fashion cycles. It's clothes I'd wear once and forget about it. It's a long-term value. So am I going to keep this up? Am I never buying new clothes again? Here's my honest answer. I'm going to continue making most of my wardrobe, but I'm giving myself more flexibility. If I find something secondhand that it's perfect, I will buy it. If I need something specific that's beyond my skill level, so I'll purchase it, but thoughtfully from ethical brands when possible. My new rules: make it's a first choice. Buy secondhand, it's a second choice. But again, only if I need something, not just to buy for sake of buying it. And the third rule is buy new only when necessary and ethical. What this year taught me is that I can do this. I have the skill, the creativity, and the commitment. But it also taught me that perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Every handmade piece, every upcycled garment, every mindful choice matter. I made 14 pieces this year. This is 14 pieces that didn't come from fast fashion. That's 14 items perfectly customized to my body and style. That's 14 items I'm genuinely proud of. If you're thinking about trying something like this, whether it's a no by ear or learning to sew or learning to knit or just being more intentional with your wardrobe, start small. If you're thinking about maybe commit to making one piece this month, maybe try upcycling something you already own. Maybe just pause before buying something new and ask yourself, do I really need this? And if you want to follow along with my journey, I'm going to keep sharing tutorials, patterns, and projects right here on this channel. I will be showing you exactly how to make pieces like the ones you saw today, how to start sewing as a beginner, and how to build this sustainable handmade wardrobe on a budget. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video where I will be showing you my knitting and crocheting whips and my DIY wardrobe plans.